We're back with another episode.
Welcome back to another episode of The Face Off with Fleming and Fowler. Don't forget to hit the download button and subscribe to our podcast where podcasts are available.
Okay, you want to hear a joke?
No, I'm kidding. Go ahead.
Okay. So, do you know the zip code for Beverly Hills?
90210.
Okay, but do you know the zip code for Dawson's Creek?
90210.
90108.
I hate you. That's how we're starting the podcast off, with that joke. I hope you know that.
No, wait.
90108.
This was supposed to be just between you and me.
Nope, it's going on the podcast. I don't really like to sound my voice like that, but whatever.
That's what you sound like. That's your voice.
I know, but I don't like to hear it all the time.
You know why? Because every time I'm like, oh, I do this annoying thing. You're like, that's just your personality. And it's fucking rude.
It's just your disease course. Your disease process.
Oh, I hate everyone.
All right, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of The Face Off with Fleming and Fowler. We are back at it again.
Back at it again.
Back at it again.
Wow. That's beautiful.
Thank you. So we're going to just go ahead and just get it out of the way. Just start it just nice and hard. You know, it's not going to be like Tina Turner, nice and easy. We're going to start off rough. People.
Was that you?
That was not me.
That was your phone?
Oh, it was. It was my
that
iPad.
Was.
Dang it.
We are professional women doing
I tried to turn it down.
Things.
I don't know how to turn my iPad volume on. Anyway, so we're going to go ahead and just start rough. Voting, people. Still going on. Just in case you didn't know.
Yeah, because you might be confused because on the last episode of this podcast, one of the co-hosts said that early voting was over just to scare the other co-host. But rest assured, you can early vote until October 30th.
That's very true. I was misinformed because I don't know. I don't know how I got misinformed.
Because she's
like
dramatic.
That, well, anyway, early voting is still going on in the state of Texas, okay? Wherever you are in your respective state, I don't know when it's going to end, but you can still early vote up until October 30th. People, please go out and vote. Please, if you are registered, just, even if you're not, just use a fake ID and go. No one cares. Just go.
I'm not.
Just go and vote, please.
Endorsing that.
Please just go out and vote. Speaking of voting, of course, we had, unfortunately, another.
You refused to ask me about my week on this podcast.
Why do I because I went right in and just tried to get over the voting part.
I just try to warm it up softly. Let's ease on in.
Yeah.
Let the people know how we're doing. You just don't care.
I do care about your weekend. I mean, your week. I do care about your week. I want to make that very clear. I just wanted to get the dirty stuff over with, and I was like, meh. But yes, let's take a pause on voting. No. I want to know about your, first of all, because this is going to be hilarious. How was your week? Because I know partially how your week went.
My week was pretty good. Some parts were better than others.
Yeah.
Some parts were more sober than others.
Interesting.
All in all, I'm in a good space.
What did you do special this week?
Nothing. I went to work all week. I went to happy hour with my roommate on Wednesday.
Mm-hmm. How did it work out for you?
Not well. I wouldn't recommend it.
Yeah, we'll talk more about that in the Rehab Corner.
I have no self-control and am bad at
saying no.
Yeah. Yeah, but you know what? I've learned a lot about myself this past week.
What have you learned about yourself this week?
That I can't handle liquor like I once could.
You're 26. You're old now.
I'm 26. My hangovers hit different.
Yes, they do.
As SZA said. And that I can't drink when I have work in the morning anymore.
No.
I'm not who I once was.
No. That college life will last you about 2 years after you finish, and then that's it.
Yeah, I'm hitting.
Your metabolism slows down immensely.
I'll say I can vouch for that.
Yeah, it definitely slows down. Yeah.
How was your week?
My week was pretty boring this week. Thankfully, nothing super crazy. I was in COVID the first part of the week, COVID unit. And then toward the end of the week, thank God, I was on my regular unit in CVICU. Didn't have to worry about working with any COVID people this week. Thank you, sweet baby Jesus. So, I just mostly came home from work, took a shower, slept. That was my routine every day.
That's my goal, dude.
Yeah.
That's goals.
I didn't do anything significant Didn't go shopping. Nothing. Yeah, it's pretty boring. And I was appreciative of that.
Yeah, I love that for you.
Yeah.
Now you can talk about voting. Actually, no. This is what we're going to say.
Okay.
You don't have a choice. Go out and vote. Get it done earlier on November 3rd. I don't give a shit. That's it. We're moving on.
Yeah, just vote. So I guess we're not going to talk about D.L. Hughley and what he had to say about Ice Cube, right? No? Are we? No.
We can't. Raise your hand if you want to hear about it.
No one's raising their hand.
No one's raising their hand. Move on.
Yeah. So, yeah, if you want to know what D.L. Hughley said about Ice Cube, just go to Shade Room. It's totally fine. But in more serious news, that's why I just want to get it out of the way so we can just, end on a happy note. If you have been living under a rock this past week, then maybe you haven't heard of the issues. Why is Cointha calling me?
On the phone?
On the phone.
You have to answer.
No, okay, I'm going to answer it. All right, so.
Once again, I turned my phone off.
I did.
So that
it was on
we
silent.
could record this podcast. I thought it was our special time.
It is.
Close out the world.
Cointha just can't get enough of me.
You don't ask me about my week. You don't care about the seriousness of recording this, and I'm out.
As she still keeps sitting on the couch.
I'm too tired and my headphones are too short to make a dramatic exit. Right. I'm pissed.
Because you keep yanking yourself everywhere. All right. So in world news this week and in last week as well, obviously we had already recorded our episode before the news broke about what was going on. Unfortunately, Nigeria has been going through a lot of different issues this week with regard to police brutality, especially when it comes to protesters. I know that on social media, there has been this big outcry of support for ending SARS, SARS, which basically stands for...
Oh shit, no way. I didn't know that. That's wild.
It's crazy.
It's so cool that you know so much about the world.
So SARS is the Special Anti-Robbery Squad that was created in 1984 in response to an epidemic of violent crime, including robberies, carjackings, and kidnappings. While it was credited with having reduced brazen lawlessness in its initial years, the police unit was later accused of evolving into the same problem it had been designed to stop, which is basically a criminal enterprise that acts with impunity. And this is according to the New York Times. And basically, what's been going on is that the Nigerian population has been protesting to end this coalition or to end this particular program because they have become so corrupt. And in a response to protesting, unfortunately, the individuals from SARS have been literally opening fire on unarmed protesters, which
that's not nice.
It's not nice, and it's very familiar. Because it's definitely what's going on in America right now.
Black Lives Matter.
Exactly. But the difference between Black Lives Matter and SARS is unfortunately that SARS is being run by Black people, by Nigerians themselves.
Not a good look.
Exactly. So you're basically killing and shooting your own peoples when you design this particular coalition to help, and now you've been corrupted, and now you're basically on this path of harming. And so they have reached out to pretty much the world, and especially a lot of different celebrities to bring awareness with regard to ending SARS. One of the things that I know my comment that I'm about to say may be very controversial, but it's just the honest to God truth.
But here we go.
I think what's going on in Nigeria is absolutely horrible and absolutely horrendous. But the unfortunate part is that I think when Nigeria has been calling on, African Americans here in the States to assist or to bring awareness to it, even though Nigerians, let's be very clear, Nigerians and the African continent itself, they definitely came to the support of Black Lives Matter, and they were protesting in their own streets for Black Lives Matter as well. But I think it's very unfortunate because we here in America have we have constitutional rights, and I'm using air quotes when I say that because we aren't even considered still 2/5 human. But it's like, what can we actually do to help our Nigerian brothers and sisters when we don't even have any type of, protection over here in the States? Like, how can we help them when we don't have help ourselves over here. I mean, obviously we have a very different, government, very different constitution and things of that nature. But, Black men and women are still being killed unarmed, sleep clearly in their beds at home doing absolutely nothing and still, killed in their sleep. So it's like, what can we as Black Americans do to help with this particular situation? Nigeria is very progressive.
I do watch 90 Day Fiance, so my knowledge is limited.
It's a one-sided view of just, what's his name? Soldier Boy?
Soldier Boy. Baby Kalisa.
Right. It's a one-sided view. But Nigeria is a very progressive country. So what else can we do?
You asking me?
Yeah. I'm asking your opinion about it.
I'm just a kid.
You're not a kid. You're 26.
You know what this reminds me of? And I know this is probably inaccurate, but like in school, did you ever have to make those cardboard boxes where you put pennies in it and you send it over to Africa? Do you know what I'm talking about?
No.
Okay, if you went to Catholic school.
Right, that sounds like a white person thing that would just do that to get rid of their white guilt. I'm like, let's send the blackies some pennies.
That's what I'm trying to say. So when I was growing up in my small ass Catholic school, there were these boxes. Oh, I wish someone was here and I could ask them what it was called. Pennies for Hope? No, that's hopscotch for
white guilt boxes, perhaps.
No? It was literally, it was a cardboard box that you had to you had to cut it out and fold it and put it together and have pictures of like little Black kids on the sides.
Wow. And
you would like collect all your change that you could, and then you would like everyone in the class would send it to Africa, I guess. I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
And it like you didn't feel like you could do anything, and that's all you could do. So that's what you did, but you kind of knew that it wasn't going to do anything. That's how I feel now.
Right.
Like you're like, I could retweet this and like I can donate, but like what the hell is that doing?
Yeah.
And maybe it has like all these little things that everyone does have a mass effect, but it just feels like a helpless situation, especially because we're not over there. I don't know.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's like, it's insane to me that people would march for Black Lives Matter over there, but it makes sense, right? Like they empathize with that specific problem. They like, obviously we're here in America, so we probably have more, what's the word? Like a greater reach. They probably see us more, we're more advocated for.
Right.
But it's still just crazy to me that people in other places march or advocate for things here. Yeah. Because I'm so used to us being like, America, land of the free. We are the free world. We can do whatever. We're always advocating for other people. Well,
I think too that I think Black Lives Matter in itself is a global issue, right? I mean, my family and I, we took my mom to Paris last year, and I was very surprised at how big the Black population was in Paris and how many Black people that were there. And they are discriminated against in France. Black people are discriminated against in, the UK. They're discriminated against everywhere in this world. So I think the Black Lives Matter movement is applicable to all cultures and ethnicities underneath the Black umbrella. So whether it's African, Caribbean, UK, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, right? But I think for the Nigerians, again, I think it's just very difficult for us to, like you said, what is it that we can do other than retweet, repost, share, because how can we call our government officials to then do what? What can our government officials do to help you in the suffering and the tyranny that's going on in your particular country, And then there was this young lady who actually called upon Beyonce to make a statement. And she was, I guess she was very much so perplexed at the silence of Beyonce. And since, she worked on the visual experience, Black is King, she was just like, she's like, listen, I worked with Beyonce. Beyonce came over here and she handpicked people to work with of the land and blah, blah, blah. And, it's very troubling that you are very silent right now. And I get it that, Beyonce is this superstar that absolutely, has embraced the Nigerian culture and people that she's worked with and, with the whole experience. But number one, Beyonce is really not on social media. That's number one. Her influence is greater really than social media, honestly. I mean, the girl put out a whole album in secret and social media just was like, oh my God, it's shut down.
TBT to that, dude. She literally broke my internet.
She broke the internet by releasing an album and didn't even tell nobody.
Yeah, and it was during finals. I was in college.
Finals? What year was that? I don't even remember.
I was living in my shithole apartment, so it must have been 2014.
Yeah.
That feels good to me.
Was it Lemonade that she put out?
No, it was Beyonce, the self-titled album, because it was when she was like post Baby Sexy, Partition, and Rocket, and she did the visual album.
Yeah.
Or I guess it wasn't technically a visual album, but all the songs that go with the whatever.
Yeah. Well, I think, the young lady that was calling on her to, basically say that, you need to use your voice and your platform to let people know about what's going on, which I definitely do, I agree that celebrities do have a bigger voice, and they can definitely bring influence and definitely bring, light to something that's happening. But it's just like, what specific things is it that you need from us as Black people in America? How can we help you try and fix this? Even though, again, we are being shot down and killed, it doesn't even matter the rate. The reality is protesters here in America are still being shot and killed. People who are not even protesting are being shot and killed. And that's why we're protesting. So it's like, I just want to know, what do our brothers and sisters in Nigeria need from us, other than a share or a tweet or whatever, you know what I mean? Something that can really affect change,
I don't particularly have a lot of Nigerian friends, so I don't have anyone to reach out to and get back to you. But I'm assuming a tweet or reshare is what they're aiming for, or donation. I don't know. That would make sense to me. Like, obviously they don't want us to freaking fly to Nigeria. Yeah.
Well, even too, there were some things that were on social media about how the emergency response teams there who were trying to take care of the protesters, they were being blocked by SARS, deputies or whatever, to not even get these protesters help. And I'm just like,
that's wild.
This is insane. I mean, it's very similar and very reminiscent of, people, some people in the healthcare field who are racist and let Black people die all the time.
Yeah.
So anyway, the young lady who made a comment, Beyonce's publicist, definitely released a statement and was just like, listen, Beyonce has been working behind the scenes. Just because she doesn't say anything on social media does not mean that she doesn't have her boots on the ground, blah, blah, blah. So Beyonce basically put out a statement on social media and said, I am heartbroken to see the senseless brutality taking place in Nigeria. There has to be an end to SARS. We have been working on partnerships with youth organizations to support those protesting for change. We are collaborating with coalitions to provide emergency health care, food, and shelter. To our Nigerian brothers and sisters, we stand with you. Please visit Beyonce.com for a list of organizations to show your support. And then, of course, her mom, Tina Lawson, made a comment, and she said, thanks for quietly researching, identifying, vetting, and supporting organizations on the ground that can help support the protesters. Thanks for continuing the work to really have a plan to make a difference, not just talking, but doing. And that's kind of one of the things. It's like, everybody tweeting and hashtagging in SARS. What is it that can be physically done to help dismantle this, this organization that has been in effect since 1984 and to deal with the corruption?
I don't know, but I can donate my money to someone who does.
Very true.
That's all I got. I don't know.
Yeah, it's a hard situation. I mean, it's very sad that, unfortunately, again, it's like, you put Black people in place, you put your own in place in a position of power to try to help save and protect the people, which is what you were put in place to do. And you allow corruption to come in and taint the very vision of what it was originally created for. And now, instead of you protecting your people, you're slaughtering your own people. Like, I mean, it's insane. Like, the city of Nigeria is not doing very well.
This
They're not city.
Country? Is it a city?
Is it a city? It's a country.
Call myself out.
I'm gonna go ahead and say it's a country. It's not. It's definitely not a city. It's definitely a country.
I don't want to make you feel like an idiot, but I don't think it's a city.
No, I just said that it's not a city. I meant to say a country.
Okay.
That's like Raven Simone, who said, "I am from every continent in Africa, and I'm from every continent in Australia." And it's like,
it is a sovereign country in
West
Africa.
Yes, it's definitely a country.
Okay.
It was as Donald Trump had. I had a misspeak.
A misspit. I hate when I misspit.
Yeah.
Well, y'all go to Beyonce's page.
And I mean, you can Google different things to find out more information about it and ways to help. But again, our Nigerian brothers and sisters that are out there, please know that this is a real question that we're posing. This is not something that we're doing to, be malicious or anything like that. It's literally, what is it that we can do here in America as African American people to assist you with this. Even if it is calling our government officials, our local officials, to try to use their influence or whatever the case may be. It's please just let us know what we can do to help, even if it's just hashtagging and retweeting and resharing. So, all right, next on the docket.
Let's move on.
I know. Ooh. So on the cusp of Black people, one thing that I feel like has been happening lately is African American people in a position of power to be able to really kind of let people know that they're not playing. I.e., Shonda Rhimes.
Shonda Land. Dude.
Shonda Land is an amazing place.
Let me tell you about I love Grey's Anatomy.
Yes.
Did I fall off at about season 14? Yes. But I stuck with it for 14 seasons.
They're actually on 16 right now.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I stuck with it.
Yeah.
That's what's 14 over 16.
Okay, don't do math on this podcast.
That's like a good portion percent-wise.
Please don't do math on this podcast.
Fuck with Meredith Grey. Fuck with Shonda Rhimes.
Yes. Miranda Bailey is my favorite. We're
She's
very similar.
The men in that show, bangers, all of them.
Yeah, they're pretty hot. So Shonda Rhimes basically explained the reason as to why she left ABC. So for those that don't know, Shonda Rhimes is the creator, the mastermind behind, wonderful TV show hits on ABC, such as Grey's Anatomy, Private Practice, How to Get Away with Murder, Scandal.
God, so good.
What was the other one where the lady? I think it got canceled, but it was the one where the lady was, she was chasing this one guy who stole her identity or whatever. It was a dumb show. I didn't like it, but anyway.
What?
It was a Jane Doe, something. It was something. I didn't really like it.
The Catch?
I mean, yeah, The Catch.
Yeah.
And what's the other one? The firefighter one? Ladder 59? No, that's a movie.
Station 19.
Station 19.
Ladder 59.
First of all, Ladder 59 came out like so long ago. But anyway, Station 19. Cool. So Shonda Rhimes is the creator of all of these wonderful, amazing TV shows, right? This woman has literally generated over $1 billion to ABC because of her creative genius mind and the amazing writers that she brings with her. So basically what happened is that because she has a contract with ABC, for those that don't know, ABC is, owned by Disney. And so a part of her contract, she is able to get a $54 Disneyland ticket, right? Which basically gives her like unlimited access to everything. So Shonda Rhimes basically wanted another ticket that she was going to pay for, $154. Not $154,000, $154.00 US dollars.
Yeah, we're good. We got it.
Just saying, for those people who think, Anyway, so she wanted one
for all the people that think she would pay $154,000.
She could. I mean, that's a good stock in Disney. But anyway, so she wanted another ticket for her sister who was coming into town to take the kids there, blah, 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 right? So the Disney executive basically tells her, well, we usually don't do this for like anybody. Like you usually only get one. She was like, well, bitch, I'm Shonda Rhimes. I don't really care what your damn policy is. Like, give me the goddamn ticket. Mm-hmm. And so she literally, asked for the ticket, and she asked for it again. The executive told her, well, didn't we already give you enough?
Yeah, because she had one for her nanny, right?
Yeah. And that very same day, Shonda Rhimes calls her lawyer and was like, yeah, I'm out. We going to Netflix. Get me a deal with Netflix. And now all of her shows are now available on Netflix.
See, but that says to me that she had already been dealing with some bullshit and she just needed one thing to push her over. And she was like, one of these days, something's going to happen and I'm just going to blow up. And this was it.
Yeah. So basically, Shonda Rhimes did an interview with the Hollywood Reporter, and she basically said that she felt like she had been pushing the same ball up the same hill in the exact same way for a really long time. And she had been with ABC for about 15 years. And didn't have anything to do with like contract negotiations or any issues in the writer's room. So I think she had an overall great experience to a degree. But it was just the principle behind the Disneyland ticket that was just the principle about it. Like, It's not about how much it costs. It's the fact that I am a person who literally brings in billions of dollars to your company in revenue.
I shouldn't even have to pay the $154.
I shouldn't even have to ask.
Yeah.
You should literally be like, hey girl, How you doing?
Would you like 600 Disneyland tickets?
Exactly.
I know, because I saw two schools of thought. I saw the people that were like, fuck that. She can get whatever she wants. And then I saw the people who were like, I mean, it's Shonda Rhimes. She can afford a one-day Disneyland ticket. But why do I have to pay for a Disneyland ticket when I make jillions of dollars for the Disney company?
But for you to even say, don't you have enough? Like, I'm sorry.
Never enough.
I'm sorry. Who are you to tell me when enough is enough? Yeah. And the fact that you would even give pushback, and the fact that she had to go to a higher executive to say, give me the goddamn ticket and stop playing with me. Like, do I really have to show you who I am? I mean, this woman brings in billions of dollars to this company, and yet she still has to remind them of who she is. And for that, ABC, you're stupid. Because now you done took this creative genius to Netflix. And you know what? Netflix gonna give her every dime that she wants.
I can't wait for what she does on Netflix. That's how people watch TV now. No one even watches cable. Everyone watches it on Hulu the next day.
Exactly.
So
to be able to have it live. And if they do a situation where, like, can you imagine having access to Grey's Anatomy all at once? And you don't have to wait every Thursday to see it?
Yeah.
And be like, and you know how you allow Shonda Rhimes to come into your home and give you a heart attack every Thursday, because with these, she is known for these amazing cliffhangers, and you're just like, what the hell? I gotta wait 7 whole days.
Well, I think that's what she was talking about, because when she moved over to Netflix, she told them, like, I'm not giving you another Grey's Anatomy. I'm not doing that shit again. I've been go with these shows. Like, I've had all these ideas that weren't gonna make like bomb ass normal TV, so that we could never do them.
Yeah,
like that's all Netflix does.
Right.
I cannot wait.
Yeah, I know. I did see some people on social media that were just like, well, what about the actors and the actresses and everything? What about them? What about them?
They have to move lots. They got to drive another 15 minutes the other way.
And she can use, I mean, she crosses, characters all the time on her show. These are great actresses and actors who can find a job in Hollywood at any point in time. It's not like they are, just these blow schmo people. You know what I mean? And the thing is, who cares about the actors and the actresses? That's not her job to care about them. She has to protect her brand. She has to protect her genius and her brain and her future of where she's going. Like,
yeah.
I mean, come on, people. Like, who gives a crap about the rest of the people she leaves behind?
Team Shonda.
That's right. We are Team Shonda over here. And if you want to give our podcast a show, hey, we're available.
Yeah, I'd be a great actress. Don't disagree.
No, I wasn't going to disagree. I was going to say, I don't know that I would. I mean, I would have to do something. No, not action related. I'm out of shape. Never mind. I was going to say I could do something action related.
Are you going to be like a stunt double?
Oh God, no. I would need a stunt double.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, I would definitely be a stunt. I would not be a stunt double.
You just want to be in an action show?
Yeah, like I just want to like be like a badass cop or something, or like a really like rough around the edges like CO or something like that.
No, I gotta be like, I want to be Olivia Pope, basically.
I mean, she
but
dresses
not
well.
Olivia Pope. The all white ensemble with the trench coat. Oh,
I'd rather be Annalise Keating without the alcoholism.
Yeah, she has some issues. I would not be Meredith Grey. Too whiny.
Yeah. What if she made like a spinoff of like Bailey?
I would love that show.
Yeah.
It'd probably be boring though. What does Bailey do? Nothing. She's a kid. She's a hot husband.
They call her the Nazi. I mean, they don't call her that anymore since that one episode where the guy had the swastika on his stomach, but whatever.
Yeah, we got to leave that. We're leaving Nazis in 2020.
Listen, we left them way back in the day.
All right.
So, this week, Amber Rose sat down with Jada Pinkett Smith and her mom, and I don't know if Willow was there. Okay, can I just say this about Willow? Can I just say this about Willow?
No, please don't talk shit about Willow.
No, I'm not talking shit about her. It's a fact. Willow is probably like the worst person to sit at the table and have a conversation with, because she just does this when she's not talking.
The head thing.
She's just like, yeah. Ooh,
but she does like a very intense head nod so that you know you're understood.
Yeah.
She's also how old is Will Smith?
She's an adult. She's like 20, in her 20s,
barely.
I think. Or maybe she's 19, 20, something like that. I think she gives a great dynamic to the show. I just hate when she just sits there and looks so like,
she really wants people to feel understood.
Yeah, I know, but I just hate that about her. I mean, again, she gives great information, but I just hate that part of the,
Well, you know what? You're not invited to the table then.
I'm okay with that. I'm totally okay with that. I'll go to Gloria Estefan's table because they have a table now. Anyway.
Her birthday's on Halloween. Did you know that?
Who, Gloria Estefan?
No.
Oh,
Willow?
Mm-hmm. Interesting.
Happy birthday, Willow.
Happy. Yeah. Anyway, so Amber Rose sat at the table at the Red Table Talk to discuss, things about her life, her past relationship with Kanye West, kind of the controversies with that relationship, kind of where she is now in her life, being a married woman with 2 children. She was talking about how, she unfortunately had to deal with unconsensual sex with one of her ex-boyfriends. And she also talked about, and, Jada Pinkett Smith's mother came out and basically explained how her ex-husband, which is Jada Pinkett Smith's father, how she unfortunately went through the same thing with him, where he forced himself on her. And, there's a lot of controversy with people saying, oh, well, you married, you can't rape your wife or your husband.
You can rape anyone.
You really can.
If they don't want to have sex with you when you're having sex with them.
Exactly. Marriage is not an automatic, yes, you can have some sex. That's not how that works. People are, well, the Bible says that the wife's body is no longer hers. Okay, try that shit if you want to and get a bullet in your head. Anyway.
Your ball sack, sir. Left nut.
Yeah, left nut first and then your head. Mm-hmm. Very true. But anyway, Amber Rose was talking about how she teaches her son Bash, who is the cutest little guy.
Dude, if we're any team on this show, it's Team Bash.
Yes,
I've been
are.
riding for that boy for 7, 8 years.
I think he's 6 or 7.
How old is he?
Let's just go with 7.
Dude, he's the cutest thing to hit the internet. I love it. Did you see his Oreo commercial with Wiz Khalifa? Oh, I die.
So
I live and I die for that boy.
Listen, it's the cheeks for me.
Dude, remember when she took him to the Taylor Swift concert?
Yes.
Oh, I die.
He was so excited. But then here's the thing that irritates me about.
And he has a lisp. I love a lisp.
Here's the thing that irritates me about the Amber Rose situation, especially with regard to Bash. People talk so much crap about that little boy, saying, oh, he's gay and he's going to turn out to be a girl and all this other kind of stuff. First of all, he's a 6 and or 7-year-old child. What the hell do you want from him? Do you want him to be out here with guns and tattoos and everything? He's a normal 6-year-old child with a mom who is out here slut walking, okay, advocating for women to be free and do what they do. That's totally fine. Then he got a daddy that smoked weed every minute of the day, got
more
tattoos
weed than
and everything.
Oxygen at this point.
More weed than oxygen. Let him have some normalcy. What is wrong with the little 6 or 7-year-old kid loving Taylor Swift? Like, what's wrong with him wanting to go to, because didn't she take him to, you said, what was it, Chicago?
Yes.
What is wrong with him going to see Chicago?
Some old ass men singing songs.
I mean, Chicago is a great story.
No, I agree. I love it.
But I just think, but she was talking about mainly how she teaches her son about sex, what consent is, his body parts, even at his age, and that she got a lot of backlash from it because people were just like, oh, well, he's too young, you're going to ruin his innocence and blah, blah, blah. And she was like, do you understand that there's a lot of children in this world who have been introduced to their body parts by an adult sexually assaulting them? So if you teach him that now, maybe it can be prevented to a degree, like teaching your kids, them touching your penis, someone else touching your penis is wrong. Someone touching your vagina is wrong. You touching someone else's penis and or vagina or boobs is wrong at your particular age. Like, that is not okay. But yeah, it was insane to me that people even said like, oh, he's too young to know what that is.
Also, I'm sorry. I don't know this statistically. I'm open to doing the research, but if I pulled every rapist or pedophile or person with a weird sexual kink, I doubt they'd be like, well, my mom sat me down when I was 7 and explained to me sex and consent and inappropriate ways to behave with people, and that's why I act the way I do now.
Yeah.
No, it's parents who push it under the rug or never discuss it, or kids have questions and parents are like, oh, we'll talk to you later.
Yeah.
And then they just like figure it out from the internet or their weird pervy older friends or something they happen to see on TV. And then you become a sexual deviant.
Let me ask you this question. In school, whether it be elementary, middle, or high school, did you have a sex education course?
Yeah, about, I was going to say catechism. That's wrong. About, it's not chastity. What the hell is the word I'm looking for? Celibacy.
Oh,
see, that shows you how much I know about sex. Yeah.
Was it in middle school or high school that you had this class?
So I went to Catholic school. So my 6th grade religion class was it 6th or 7th grade? One of them was about the whole celibacy the whole year. Like, that's what you're rocking with. That's what we're learning.
Catholics teaching celibacy, but they don't teach not to rape children. Interesting.
Yeah. In 5th grade, we have the separate anatomical sex talk, more periody based.
Yeah.
And then the next year was here's why you'll go to hell if you have sex before you're married all year. And watching these horrible cartoons about like girls that have sex, but then the like Holy Spirit angel comes and can reverse time so you can make a different decision because you get pregnant and you ruin your life. Yes, dude.
They literally teach that in school. Oh,
yes, dude.
God. Oh my. Okay, I'm gonna tell you how my sex education. So we actually had to have a permission slip. Remember permission slips?
I do.
Right. We had to have a permission slip signed by our parents that said, "Hey, we're gonna be talking about sex, right? And STDs. So you need to sign this to say that your child does not have to be taken out of this class during this presentation." And of course, they had this. You know, back in the day, they had the what were the things called with the transparent the projectors, and they would show you these little films of like. Looks like a cauliflower penis because it had gonorrhea or chlamydia or something like that.
Ew.
And just cottage cheese coming out of a vagina like, oh, this is what will happen if you have sex. And, you know, all this kind of, yeah, it was really, it was insane. But I think like even too, for me growing up, my mom and dad never talked. I never got the birds and the bees like conversation ever because my parents were born in the 40s. And in the 40s, you don't talk to your kids about sex. So, of course, they couldn't give us something that they didn't have to a degree. And it was very uncomfortable for them to talk. Because I remember I even asked my mom a few years ago, and I was like, why did you talk to us about the birds and the bees? And she's just like, I knew you guys knew that stuff. Well, how do you know we knew it? Well, I mean, I remember I had to sign a permission slip. Okay, just because you sign a permission slip does not mean that I know everything about sex or that, you know, I don't have follow-up questions because me growing up in a very strict religious household and growing up in the you know, apostolic / Pentecostal faith, we were taught the same thing. Masturbation is a sin. If you have sex before marriage, fornication, like we know what the Bible says. We're not negating what the Bible says, right? If that is your chosen religion of Christianity. But at the same time, it was taught that having these feelings about your body as you're going through puberty, which is a God-given thing that you're supposed to go through, is such a bad thing. Like how do you demean or you chastise somebody for feeling something that's scientifically supposed to happen? This
is why men become rapists.
Well, this is why women become, you know, promiscuous as well. Mm-hmm.
I'm just like, if you have all these hormones running through your body and like you just want to have, like you have these weird fantasies that you don't know about, or you want to touch yourself, but it's not okay. And you do all these shit. It's just like this pent up anger inside of you. And then you fucking just like one girl starts flirting with you and you think that she wants to have sex with you and she doesn't, and she starts saying no, but how could she mean that when she's been doing all this stuff different? And then you can't take it because you have all this shit built up and then you're angry and aggressive and then you rape her.
Exactly.
Which isn't okay.
Right.
But if we had these discussions earlier,
and even for women,
it would help.
Even for women, you know, young girls who, you know, I remember when I was in middle school, there was one girl who was pregnant in middle school. I think she was pregnant like in the 7th grade. And, you know, of course, it was like, oh, my gosh, she just hides her stomach with the big jacket. You know, the one person in your school who becomes pregnant in middle school is like, oh, it's just a shame of the year. And it's like, okay, well, what was she taught about sex or not taught about sex? And then you have to learn about all these different things from your friends who obviously are just as stupid as you are about the subject matter. And then you have to navigate based off what somebody else told you. That's just like little boys learning about sex through porn, which is so unrealistic. And then you have this, you know, unrealistic idea in your head about what sex is when you finally do it. And you're just like, well, you didn't do it like how the pornos do it. Well, bitch, pornos ain't real. They're selling an idea.
Big letdown.
Exactly. But I think, you know, just even going, I mean, we went off on a tangent, but anyway, going back to Amber Rose, I think it's very noble of her as a parent to talk about those things with her 7-year-old child, because again, your child needs to know that stuff. I mean, you have people who are transgender, and they may look like a man in the daytime and then a woman at night or whatever. Like even, what's the one comedian? Flame Monroe. So Flame Monroe is an amazing comedian. If you ever have the chance to watch any clips of hers or his, so he has pronouns, right? He's like, he don't really care what you call him. You can call him them, they, she, he, we. So that's his pronoun. He, she, we. And he literally has it on a fan. He's like, long as the check clear, I don't give a damn what you call me. But when he does when he has this like YouTube channel where he literally looks like a man, right? Mm-hmm. But he has boobs. He has what do they call them? Implants. Jesus, my words were all over the place.
What do you call it when you get boobs implanted into your chest?
Implants.
Oh, implants.
But he still has penis, and he has 3 children. And I think one of them is getting ready to go to college and the other two are like in high school age. But he was on the Breakfast Club and he was talking about how, his kids growing up, that's all they knew was that dad had boobs and it was totally normal for them. So imagine you having a child who has, you having a child, your child's friend goes to the friend's house and comes back and says, hey daddy, how come you don't have boobs like Mr. Flame Monroe? And it's like, I think you need to explain stuff like that. And I'm not saying, that parents don't have the right to choose when they introduce their children to stuff, because they very well do. And you shouldn't push something on somebody else's child that their parents were not ready to discuss. But at the same time, I think that it is very good for children at such an early age to understand what their body parts are, what they do. And if you can help control it in a way where you're giving them this constant education and information, when they are mature enough to handle it, maybe they won't go so crazy. And maybe they will. They may just have a high sex drive or whatever. Who knows?
Well, I don't think she's like, this is how you put a condom on.
Exactly.
This is what a vibrator is.
Yeah.
I think she's like, these are your parts and these are other people's parts.
Yep.
And some people touch parts, but if you don't want someone to touch your parts, guess what?
Yeah.
That's okay. And
don't let anybody touch your parts, and you don't touch nobody else's parts. Because even like little kids, 2 and 3 year olds, when you hold them or whatever in your arms as a female, they may put their hand on your breast. It's not that they're trying to feel your boobs. They don't even know what boobs are. When kids are learning how to potty train, they don't know what a wiener is. I mean, your wiener, but your wiener's hanging out. They don't feel anything. They don't know what the frick a wiener is.
Are you team? I'm going to tell my son to call his weenie a weenie, or I'm going to tell him to call it a penis?
Call it a penis. Call it what it is. It is a penis. It is a vagina. Yes.
Huh.
Now, I may give it like a little, nickname just so that, hey, stop touching your wee-wee. Stop doing that. Stop touching your hot dog.
See, that's my question, because some parents are like, it's a penis, call it a penis. So you have these little 2-year-olds like, penis, penis, penis. And
I don't think
other little
wrong.
kids that are like, oh, my wee-wee, oh, my wee-wee.
Yeah. I don't think anything's wrong with a 2-year-old saying the word penis. I think it shocks adults because, again, if you're from that generation where you didn't call your penis a penis and you're still calling it a dick or a dingaling. Like growing up, I called penises dingalings.
Huh.
And that was still very raunchy. So like in front of my mom, I was just like, oh, it's a wiener. I remember she used to tell us, don't say butt, say boom boom.
Boom boom.
I know. It's so like lame, but yeah. Yeah. We couldn't even say like butt.
My mom used to say when I would go out, protect your triangle. Just protect your triangle.
I like that.
Okay, Mom.
That's a good
remember,
concept.
Protect the tri. I'm like, all right.
What did she tell your brother? Because your brother doesn't have a triangle.
He does not have a triangle. I don't know what she tells him.
Oh,
I was protect my triangle.
I like that. Protect your triangle. That's pretty good.
I guess he doesn't protect anything. He's just out there wilding.
All right. So in other news, Marlon Wayans and Tiffany Haddish sat down for conversation. She was hosting, I think it was the Ellen DeGeneres show. And
which, are we Team Ellen yet? Whatever happened with Pizzagate? You know what I'm talking about?
I don't know. I think it just kind of, everything else overpowered it, especially with the election and, Black Lives Matter.
So people are still rocking with Ellen.
I think some people are. I think people are going to, unfortunately, if it's not happening directly to them, they're just like, meh.
Yeah.
I mean, I still like, from what I see on TV, what Ellen DeGeneres stands for and what her show has done and has portrayed itself to be. I like the fact that she promotes happiness, health, fun,
gifts.
Yes. Her, what is it called? 21 Days of Giving or something like that. It still doesn't top Oprah's,
Yo, do you remember the Christmas
favorite things?
Yeah, favorite thing.
Yeah,
Oprah just has it on lock.
She does, because she still does it, but she doesn't give it away. She does
a
like
list.
She just does a list, and I'm like, God dang you, Oprah, just do one thing and just let us all come. Anyway, so Marlon Wayans was doing an interview, and Tiffany Haddish was telling him how she, auditioned for, a lot of their different movies, like The White Chicks and The Fridays and all that kind of stuff. And so Marlon Wayans basically, just came out and told her that, we didn't cast you like on purpose because you were always on 10 and you needed to mature. And so she was like, well, God dang, that's...
I believe it though.
I believe it too.
She seems like, those girls that are just like, you're funny, but when we've all calmed down from the joke and we're trying to move on, you won't move on.
Yeah.
Like you keep it up. Mm-hmm. And we're all tired and we want to and you don't.
Yeah. She said, and he also told her too that, that sometimes she would just be inappropriate, which I can definitely see that. And I feel like for Marlon Wayans is the type of person, his whole family, they can be funny when they need to be, and they can shut that crap off when they need to shut it off. Because, you can't just be on 10 all the time. So because even sometimes with Tiffany Haddish, like even in certain movies, I'm just like, oh my, like in, what's the movie, Girls Trip? I was just like, oh my God, you
can't get no affection in your booty hole.
It's a booty hole. Yeah, it was sometimes she is too much. She's just too freaking much. But even like with Jim Carrey, I remember when he, first came out, especially with like the Ace Venturas and stuff. And I'm just like,
I can't with it. I still cannot with The Mask and Ace Ventura, because I'm just like,
those movies are great, but I hope that he wasn't like that all the time, just on 10. Like that's exhausting.
Like I love Liar Liar. Like that's my Jim Carrey movie. And The Grinch. I love The Grinch. Yeah,
The Grinch was good too. But yeah, I think too, because she is a comedian, maybe she kind of took that as, well, should I give up on being a comedian? Like I'm going to still keep going. Maybe I'm just not for this one. But I think in the moment too, if you would have told her that, imagine maybe how far she could have gotten in her career a lot earlier on, had they told her, listen, you get a great audition, you just need to calm down. Like for real. I'm not telling you to change yourself completely, but you need to calm down. When you notice everybody else is on 0, come down from 10.
Yeah, but is that their job to tell them that?
I think it should be.
Like these hundreds of people coming to audition and you're like just trying to get through them. I don't think it's my job to be like, hey, you were great, but
I think it's great to have feedback. I mean, imagine you this is your career, and you as an occupational therapist now, if your clinical instructor never told you what you did right or wrong.
Yeah, but that's like a one-on-one. Your purpose as my clinical instructor is to help me become a therapist.
Yeah, but I think even in those casting calls, sometimes you do need feedback. Like, okay, less crying, more of this. And it doesn't have to be a whole dissertation worth of information, but just,
but that'd be like, has every interview you ever gone on, has the person been like, hey, great interview, but yada, yada, yada.
I think if you ask, because I've been in interviews, I'm just like,
yeah, so maybe she didn't ask.
That's very true.
She literally didn't ask until now. Yeah. And he was like, all right, word, this is what happened.
Yeah, true. Can't argue with it.
People, you gotta.
But I think it's good to just tell people.
Like, that's also your personality.
That is.
I feel like you would tell people.
Yes. If your breath stinks, I'm going to tell you. If my breath stinks, I want you to tell me too.
No, I'm going to talk shit about you for probably like 6 months until you're like, hey, does my breath stink? And I'm like, oh my God, yeah.
See, then I can't trust you.
Well, that's on you.
Because then you won't tell me the truth. Like,
I did tell you the truth when you asked for it 6 months later.
No. I want the truth always. And then I'll tell you if I'm not ready for it. Like, Monica, your breath stinks. Not today. Can you tell me that? I'll let you know when you can tell me that, but just not today. Today's not a good day to tell me my breath stinks.
See, but if you came at me, not maybe now, but if someone I don't like or know or am not friendly with comes at me with like, hey, your breath stinks, to me, I'm like, you didn't tell me that to help me. You told me that to piss me off.
Yeah. But I think it's all in how you tell it. Like, hey, can I tell you something that may be offensive, but my intent is not to be offensive? And I wouldn't tell you in front of other people. I would literally take you to the side, and I wouldn't just say, hey, bitch, your breath stinks. I would just say, so I noticed that sometimes when we're having conversations, there is an odor, and I'm not sure if you're aware, but there are times where there is an odor that comes out of your mouth. And, if this is something that you're aware of, totally fine. If there is any way that I can assist with that,
So you're saying not to be nice, but that is exactly the way I would tell someone who I fucking hated and was just trying to fuck with that they had pepper. I'd be like, hey, quick talk. I didn't want to tell you in front of anyone else. And like, I don't know if anyone else has noticed, but I just appreciate you as a person. So like, I want to let you know your breath, it just kind of has this distinct odor and yada, yada, because I purposely want to fuck with you and I do not like you. Because if I did like you, I'd be like, hey girl, here's a minute. Let's work on it. So I think it's just
duly noted. So anytime Melissa comes at me with that voice, I will know.
I'm gonna tell you right now. If I pull you out of if I pull you into a corner and I use that voice, I do not like you.
Interesting. So if you ever use that voice, I guess this podcast is over.
Yeah. I'm like, I'm trying to be condescending, berating,
bullying and disrespectful. That sounds very familiar.
That's my bullying voice. Because I'm like, I'm going to bring it down so you think I'm trying to be your friend, but I'm just trying to manipulate you and make you feel like an idiot.
Wow. You're mean.
Yeah.
You're mean.
That's why I don't tell people the breast stinks.
Well, I think you should. But and people are like, you know your breath stink before anybody else because it leaves your mouth first. I know you taste it. Sometimes we're in a mask, people. We're in masks.
See, here's the thing. No one has an excuse now because everyone's wearing those masks.
Yep.
I know exactly when my breath stinks because I'm like,
no,
I
you
can
don't.
smell it.
No, you don't. For someone who wears an N95 for 8 hours a day, I can guarantee you there have been days where I am talking to patients and I'm like, whew, I just need to take a break out of this. I'm sweating my butt up. I just need to drink of water. When I take that mask off to drink that water and I put that bitch back on, I'll be like, Jesus.
You're like, is it me or you? Me or you?
Right.
Did your smell come through my mask?
My breakfast has worn off.
Well, shit, you don't even drink coffee. I drink coffee all the time.
don't.
And I'm like, it's the coffee.
Yeah, listen, sometimes you put that thing, you be like, oh, thank God I do got on a
Bitch,
mask.
I have
Good
to
God
steal
Almighty.
toothbrushes and toothpaste from the floor. I have to
very
run to the
true.
bathroom, brush my teeth.
That's very true. There have been times where I have, gone to work and I may have forgotten to put on deodorant. And again,
Dude.
if you can't tell by the way I talk, I'm a big girl. I cannot afford to be out here being thirsty. Okay, so I will have to go to the floor and just
Let me tell you,
get this deodorant, charge it to the floor. And
Hospital deodorant sucks. That little
It
roller
does.
ball. So then I have to take like the room spray. If I'm really smelling it, I start
Yeah.
spraying the like room deodorizer on me. It is rough.
it is, and you have to just dip it all on your arm. Put some, we now have the little, what is it? The baby,
The Johnson and Johnson,
Johnson
baby
Johnson
soap.
baby
That shit
soap.
smells so much better.
Yeah, just put it up underneath your arms. It'll itch, it'll hurt, whatever. Just you'll get through your shift. It's fine. Yeah, sometimes it happens.
And that's on hygiene.
That's on hygiene. So don't be out here thirsty. Anyway, all right, let's go ahead and head to the rehab corner.
They tried to make me go to rehab. I said,
Go, go, go.
hey, yes, I've been bad, but when I come back, you'll
Go, go, go. Get your ass in that corner.
Hey, welcome to the Rehab Corner, everybody.
All right, so what are we talking about on the rehab corner today?
Here's the thing. I don't know. I can't.
So I'll start. This week was a very interesting week. Again, for those who are new to this show, I am a physical therapist. Alyssa's an occupational therapist. And we had the pleasure of co-evaling and co-treating, I think, for 3 days this week.
I think it was 3 days.
It was 3 days.
You had a lucky week with me.
Yeah, it was pretty fun and refreshing to be able to be dysfunctional yet again.
Yeah, I am a hoot to work with. I don't know who would ever complain.
Alyssa needs her own reality show. She just does. This week, Alyssa was very much on one particular day, on Thursday specifically. Was it Thursday? It was Thursday. Thursday, yes. It was a very interesting time.
Let me tell you what happened.
Yes,
Let me
please.
paint you a picture.
Yeah.
I pride myself on being able to hold my liquor. Mm-hmm. I now realize that I am 26 years old. I do not have the capabilities I once had. I went to happy hour on Wednesday with my roommate. One thing led to another. It turned into a night out that I did not expect, which is fine because I'm still a grown woman. So I went to bed. I got up early on time. I was at work on time.
She was.
And as soon as I got to work, I was like, I do not feel great.
Yeah.
This is not going to be a good day. Mm-hmm. We're going to have to make it work. But I had the whole 8 hours ahead of me. So I said to my lovely co-host, I was like, Monica, we have got to do this together. I need you in the room because I can't make it, especially in the morning. My coffee hasn't kicked in. I'm dying. Please. She said, no problem, girl. I got you. I have all these orders. We have all these rooms together. It's not going to be a big deal. Grab my hand. Let's go on this journey together. All right. Go to the first room. I haven't seen an LVAD in a long time. For those of you who don't know, if your heart doesn't work and you can't get a heart transplant yet, they put this shit in your heart. It beats it.
It's called a left ventricular assistive device.
For the scientific people out there. Yes.
That helps perfuse blood to your body.
Yeah, and it's all well and good, but this thing, because it's helping your heart to do its job, it's very particular. You need to know how to work it so that it's never off of its power, whatever. I haven't been checked off. I was like, Monty, perfect. I'll go with you. Let me tell everybody that's why we're working together, because I got to see this LVAD. Cool. She's like, perfect. I have an LVAD. We go to the room. We do the whole evaluation. It takes forever. This guy has lines and tubes everywhere. She's trying to teach me how to disconnect this man's LVAD from the wall power to the battery power. And I want you to know that how long does that thing go before it starts beeping?
So it gives you about 5 seconds before it starts screaming at you.
5 seconds. seconds.
Yeah.
So when you unplug the LVAD from the wall power to switch it to its battery pack, it gives you 5 seconds to connect it before it starts screaming at you.
And it's loud.
Like, hey, bitch, this is his life.
You're going to
Please
kill
plug-"
him if you don't connect him back immediately.
So, okay, cool. I can do this. And she's standing right there, and I'll unscrew it, and I go to plug the two ends in together, and they're just not fucking connecting.
And the machine is just like, beep, beep.
Like you're diffusing a bomb, dude. And every time I try to do it, and this poor man is sitting there like, what the fuck is going on? I'm like, it's okay, sir, I got it. Jeez. And that was the first. So that was the whole thing. We get done out of the room. We walk out. I look at my list, and I said, Monica, that patient's not on my fucking list. She said, what do you mean? I said, what do you mean what I mean? The patient is not on my list. Do they even have orders to be seen by me? She's like, well, I don't know. So I look at the patient. They have no orders, y'all. I just saw I already am like, please let this day be over. I got to get through it as fast as I can. I just saw a totally unnecessary patient stayed in that room for almost an hour with her.
Oh, gosh.
And he didn't have freaking orders.
To his defense and to my defense, he did not have OT orders, but he needed them. And the nurse practitioner was standing right there. So I was like, hey, Miss Nurse Practitioner, go ahead and put an OT order in. We've already seen the patient. Now, legally, OTs and PTs, we can evaluate anybody that we want to without an actual order from a physician, right? We just can't treat. They have to put the order in within 30 days. We totally get it. But the patient needed to be seen anyway, so it was a win-win.
But normally you wait for orders to go and see a patient.
It depends.
Anyway,
this was but let's not even skip over the fact that he wasn't your patient. Let's talk about the fact that Alyssa goes in to stand the man, and I ask her, hey, you want me to stand him? She's like, no, I think I got it. Okay, I'll handle the lines, the chest tubes, blah, 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 the actual
listen,
LVAD.
the last time that I co-treated with this woman, she's like, my back, I have a bad back. Oh, I hurt my back. So I was like, let me take one for the team.
But then I knew that you were at a deficit that day, so I was like, let me try to be the team player.
But the problem with me being at a deficit is that I refuse to recognize the fact that I'm at a deficit.
Exactly. And what was even funnier was the fact that she tells the patient, hey, sir, I'm going to come in and give you a nice big bear hug, and we're going to stand, and we're going to, walk over to the chair from the bed. She says, ooh, sir, you give really good hugs. No wonder you're married.
It was, listen, I just needed a hug. I was having a hard morning, and he gave a damn good hug.
Yeah, I guess you just needed a hug.
Bear hug of the year.
Yeah,
for that man. True. And I had to let him know. I was like, you know what? I would want to know. I have to let him know. I'm bad with silences, especially when I don't feel great.
Yeah.
There was a lull of speech in the room, and I was like, let me just tell him.
Very true. Very true.
Sir, sorry I just tried to kill you by not plugging in your LVAD fast enough, but you, A1 hug.
Yeah. But for those of you who, again, I was standing in the room. I'm actually teaching her how to do this. So I am standing readily available to connect the patient.
She connected every single time.
She got the last one.
I did.
She got the last one because his cord was tangled up, so we had to take it out and put it back in. So she was able to get the very last one. And the nurse was in the room the entire time because we do this all the time with training with LVADs and devices and all that kind of stuff. And so I was like, there's a half moon crescent in the battery, and there's a half moon crescent that's coming from the drive line.
Every time you told me that in my head, like, you know how
I was like, put the opposite moon crescents.
No,
put
that's
the moon
not
on
what
the opposite
you said.
side.
You said match up the moons, and to me that meant make sure they looked exactly the same. But that didn't fucking make sense because then you plug things together like a puzzle piece. They need to be opposite.
Do you trust what you heard, or do you trust more of what I said?
I completely trust both.
You cannot. Because I said your moon crescent should be opposite of each other. Then you match them in there, and then it goes right in. And she just kept trying to put.
I don't know that you can just tell me things like that.
That's very true. That's why I stood right there to make sure that the patient didn't die.
It was fine. He was fine. We had a great time.
And then
that was my first patient of the day.
And then we leave out of the room, and the first thing Alyssa says is, I'm not gonna make it. I gotta go to the bathroom. She runs to the bathroom, and then she comes back and she's like, all right, I'm good. And I don't know what she did in the bathroom because she wasn't gone that long. So
I want y'all to know I'm not a vomiter. I do not throw up. I will be miserable for 6 hours. I will feel like I'm about to blow chunks, and I cannot. I don't have the power. Yeah. It takes something very strong inside of me to actually vomit.
Yeah.
What happened in that moment was, when you start getting the babas in your mouth, like the
was that a Spanish word for something?
Yeah, it's like the spit. Like you feel like the cold and the hot, and then your mouth gets watery. Like you have to start spitting.
Yeah.
And you're like, I'm gonna vomit. That's what happened to me. So I ran to nutrition. I got a glass of ice water. I chugged it.
Oh.
So or nourishment. Yeah. So, and then I came back to the room and it was good.
Yeah. And then there's the whole day, even on Friday, we co-eval and co-treated some people. And one of the patients, the wife, the male was the patient, man was the patient, the wife was there. And they literally said, "Are you guys sisters?"
We were on a roll that day, y'all. Let me tell you.
People called us party girls. They called us the dream team.
I was on some shit after that.
Yeah, it was hilarious. Then I was trying to like make little jokes, and she was just like, "All right, Monica, you're not a comedian. Nobody's having your jokes."
I did tell you that. I told some couple in the room. I was like, "All right, sir, we got to leave now. She's got the jokes going.
She's got the dad jokes." Anybody that knows me knows I love dad jokes. But
moral of the story is, it's very hard to do this job when you're not 100%.
That's very true.
I now realize that. Yeah. I thought I was a superhero. I'm not.
Now you see how I feel when my back goes out and I still try to come to work.
But at least your brain works. My brain wasn't working.
Sometimes, because that pain hits you and you just can't think.
Well, the thing is, being in the ICU, you have to double think things sometimes, like the lines. So you have to plan out what you're going to do or what you're going to say just because you don't want to look like an idiot.
Yeah. I mean, this one patient had, chest tubes, the LVAD, a swan, IV pumps galore, nitric, oxymized. I mean, he had everything. So that was Foley.
And we had to see him first.
Yeah.
So anyway, it was a long Thursday. You can do whatever you can to make it through. Yeah. That's on being a millennial in 2020, man. You just gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah.
I went to work the next day because I'm a responsible adult. I told my partner, "Hey, pick up the slack today. It's gonna be rough." And we made it through.
We did.
No one got hurt.
That's very true.
Nothing illegal was done.
No.
Just some laughs in the end. I was very insensitive. When I don't feel good, I am insensitive to people.
Yeah, you were insensitive to this one, but not to her face though. But you like this one patient. She was just very. She had a lot of facial grimaces during.
She was whiny.
She had just had a thoracotomy.
But she was kind of milking the thoracotomy.
Ma'am, if someone cuts the side of your chest open and goes in there and does some stuff and then sews you back up, you're not going to be in no pain?
You don't think she was milking it?
No.
She was like,
young people are wimps when it comes to pain.
Oh my God. I'm like, let's go, girl. Let's go. You're fine.
Young people are wimps when it comes to pain. That's why I cannot stand seeing people who are under the age of like 50 because they just complain the whole time.
Yeah, I walked out of this girl's room and I was like, why is she... You're famous. I was like, why is this girl whining so much? Why is she being like that?
And I literally...
she just had a thoracotomy.
She just had a thoracotomy yesterday, and then somebody comes in at 4:00 in the morning. "Hey girl, the surgeon wants you up to the chair now."
And then we come in, "Hey girl, let's walk a little more.
We're going to stand." And she's just like, "What?"
She's fine. Moral of the story is, I have some off days. No one's a hero. We all do the best we can.
With what we got.
They're lucky I have some kind of comedic relief.
Yeah. No, listen, Thursday and Friday at work was very funny. I think every patient was just like, "You guys really seem like you like what you're doing." And there was one couple that was just like, "Hey, we got PT and OT. We got party time and overtime."
I said, "Ooh, ooh."
Right. I think we definitely kept everybody in a great mood Thursday and Friday. So it definitely worked out.
I think we were both just like, for me, I was already like, listen, I'm just going to do the best I can. We got to leave it all at the door. Yeah. Let's just hit it. And you were just like, I just got to.
I got you.
I just got her. And it was just a good day. That's why I had a good week at work this week.
All right, let's get into some social media topics, some pop culture current events.
Let's talk about something fun. So much fun stuff. First thing I want to talk about, Ayesha Curry, blonde. Yes or no?
Yes, absolutely.
Dude,
yes.
I liked it too, and so many people were talking shit because they said she looked quote unquote like a white lady.
No, she didn't. She's gorgeous. First of all, Ayesha Curry is gorgeous in whatever color her hair is, but that blonde definitely made her like, damn girl.
Same. I've wanted to go blonde for years. She's gonna push me to do it.
Oh God, I could never go blonde. That's not mine. My skin tone does not go with blonde at all. I've never even dyed my hair.
Me either. That's why I want to do it. My mom always told me I couldn't.
I mean, you have the skin tone for it.
I am Ayesha Curry.
You kind of are. Y'all, she's lighter than you, but you're very close.
We're very close. I'm gonna do it.
I just don't like a darker hue with blonde hair. I don't like that. And yes, I said it.
It's just, you have to choose your tone of blonde.
You have to have like a yellow blonde. I think when you're darker of a darker hue, you need to have a yellow blonde, not like an ice blonde.
Correct. That is correct. Because then you look like Storm.
Yes, and it won't look cute.
Not cute.
Yeah.
Not cute.
But I love Aisha Curry with that blonde. I think she's absolutely even more gorgeous than she already was.
And
or
so,
just
of
as
course,
gorgeous.
freaking Prince of the NBA, Steph Curry, had to go and save her again because
What'd
there's
he
trolls
say?
on the internet. He was just like, "You're beautiful, and there's meanies on the internet, but don't listen to them." Blah 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 blah.
Listen, her man is not complaining. Okay,
I
they got
know.
3 kids to prove
And
it.
now her body's banging. I don't know what exercise program she got into after that Red Table Talk when she was complaining about men not coming in her DMs like women are and stuff.
Yeah.
But after that aired, she got fine as fuck.
I mean, I think she's always been a beautiful woman. I really do. I feel like
She
she's
has,
always
but
been
now
a
her
beautiful
body
woman.
is banging.
Yeah. Well, I mean, she's pushed out 3 kids.
Dude, insane.
Yeah. And I mean, in a short amount of time, like, yeah. And then she ain't got no job. Well, no, she does have a job. I forgot. Yeah, she does have a job. She like is doing her cooking stuff.
Yeah, she does all the cooking shit.
Yeah. Which first of all, I want to get a set of her pots. So Aisha, and I want to get some Chrissy Teigen pots too.
I have some Chrissy Teigen pans.
Do you?
I
Where you
fuck
get them
with
from?
Target.
Oh, I need to get some.
Go,
But I
they're
definitely
good.
want to get. I want to get some Reed Drummond, the pioneer woman. My aunt Brenda. Shouts out to my aunt Brenda. She loves Reed Drummond. She like watches her like every day. Anyway, I want to get some Reed Drummond pans, some Chrissy Teigen, and Aisha Curry. I already have like 2 sets of Rachel Ray pans, and they're amazing.
Wow. Did you hear about the McBroken website?
The who?
McBroken?
No, what's that?
All right, there's a www.mcbroken.com is this website, and it tells you based on your area like where the McDonald's with broken ice cream machines are.
Okay, you're lying.
I'm not.
That is not real.
You put in your area and it kind of shows you a map, and it'll show you all the restaurants with broken ice cream machines so you don't go there.
So the actual McDonald's will plug in, hey people, our ice cream machine is broken. Don't come here.
Not sure how
The logistics of it?
logistics, but I do know that it tells you
McBroken.
That
was definitely created by a black person.
sounds McRight.
Yeah. Because nobody else cares about the broken ice cream machines.
Dude, but isn't it such a bitch every time? Because McDonald's ice cream slaps. Actually,
They actually
no.
do have really good ice cream.
I have this ongoing, I won't call it an argument, we'll call it a heated, passionate discussion
Yeah.
with one of my friends, Megan Burwell. She's out there somewhere.
Yes.
I am a Chick-fil-A ice cream gal. Soft serve from Chick-fil-A, it's got my heart. She's a team McDonald's.
Well, see, I try not to eat a lot of dairy because dairy doesn't agree with me because I'm vegetarian. I don't like to eat. I don't do dairy like that.
But if you're vegetarian, what does that have to do with ice cream?
I don't drink cow's milk.
That's vegan then.
No, it's not. Because I still eat eggs. And I still eat cheese.
Christ. Okay.
But yeah. But no, I have had both. But you know what I think it is for McDonald's? I don't necessarily think it's the ice cream per se. I think it's whatever's in the cone.
The sugar cone?
The cones are good.
The cones are better than the Chick-fil-A cones. I will give you that. Yeah.
I think it's a combination of the ice cream and the cones. I think if McDonald's didn't have the cones, it wouldn't be so great.
I just don't trust that they clean those ice cream machines well enough.
They don't.
So I don't get it from there. But I will back Chick-fil-A. Like I know they have me, you know?
Even I saw this this one video like a couple of years ago where Tokyo Vanity, she's a rapper and she stars on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. She literally went to the store and bought these gallons of vanilla ice cream and took them to a McDonald's and was like, here, I bought y'all 3 gallons of ice cream because y'all shit always broke. So here, go ahead and fill it up so I can get me an ice cream.
Oh my God.
It was the funniest thing ever.
That's the right energy.
Yeah, well, it's a good thing they have it though, because people get, really batshit crazy over certain things. Like if McDonald's run out of certain things, we've seen videos. They cookies ain't fresh. People go crazy.
Dude, do you like McDonald's cookies?
I do. Their cookies are really good.
Oatmeal raisin cookies from McDonald's. You heard it here first.
Okay.
So good.
First of all, oatmeal raisin cookies are LTAC and nursing home cookies. No.
First of all,
This is where we're gonna face off again.
I literally, if we have to have one of these discussions about food again, oatmeal raisin cookies are not for old people.
Yeah,
They're
they
for
are.
people who enjoy a little bit of fruity and health in their cookie.
You're eating prune cookies,
No, they're good. You're being mean.
and you're gonna eat those cookies and go right to the bathroom. Roughage.
I wish that was the case.
And that's
it's
on
not. Dude,
digestive tracts.
I'm gonna go get some right after we leave here.
Ugh. You could not pay
video.
me to eat it. Now, here's the thing. I love oatmeal type stuff. I don't eat oatmeal.
Yeah, you love oatmeal pies, so why don't you love oatmeal raisin cookies?
Yes, because oatmeal pies is full of high fructose corn syrup.
So are probably
Raisins are good.
McDonald's cookies.
Yeah, but not the oatmeal raisins.
So hold on. You like raisins.
I like
and
raisins.
You like oatmeal.
Oatmeal flavored stuff, not actual oatmeal.
But you do not like oatmeal raisin cookies.
No, you don't put those together.
What is wrong?
Oatmeal and raisin does not go together.
Missing out.
No. Chocolate chip is my favorite
Dude.
always. But speaking of cookies, Subway up the street from my house finally got the raspberry cheesecake cookies.
So I've never heard of that.
Oh my God,
that sounds
so good.
delicious. I
They're
do fuck with a Subway cookie.
Listen, when I was at FAMU years ago, in undergrad and grad, they came out with raspberry cheesecake cookies and they were amazing. And I have been waiting for 5 years for San Antonio, Texas to come out with these damn cookies.
Really?
I don't know why they've been waiting so long to get these cookies.
Interesting.
But yeah, it's
I
raspberry
didn't even know
cheesecake.
that was a thing. That sounds good.
Yep, I used to get them all the time. I used to go to the library. I would hit up Subway, get me an egg and cheese on flatbread, foot long, take it to the, what?
I don't trust eggs from Subway. I don't trust a lot of ship from Subway, but eggs would be top of the list.
It's probably
Tuna
nothing
second.
but the like powdered eggs at the hospital.
I don't trust those either, but you do like powdered eggs. I remember you saying that. You're disgusting.
I like
Trash.
hospital eggs. Even if they're runny, I like hospital eggs. I don't know why. I don't eat like the runny ones, but I just get it from the top and I don't know why. I just like hospital eggs.
Trash, but whatever. You have a trash opinions on candy and cookies. Gail King likes candy corn.
That's your reference that you're going with to be on your side is Gail King.
Hell yeah.
Interesting. You're going to get
She's
canceled
the one
just
who
like
called
she did.
Robert out his name.
And you're going to get canceled just like she did.
Yeah.
Did you see she posted this morning about
Her weight.
and her toes? Okay, now my toes are jacked up, but I
She
also am
needs
not
a
posting them on social media.
Pedicure, dude.
She was just like, oh, and I'm scared to get a pedicure. You're afraid to get a pedicure, but you are hosting shows with people. Girl, put on a mask and go get them goddamn feet done. Stop playing.
Like everybody else.
Hello, because I need to go. I was going to go today, but I didn't wake up in time. But anyway, yeah.
What else they got? Dude, did you see Aubrey O'Day's tweets?
Oh, God, no.
Her messy tweets.
Messy
You remember
tweets about
Aubrey
what?
from
Yeah,
Danny
from Danny
the
King.
We in the car. We read so, and now she looks like a hentai.
The only person I really liked from that was Dawn Richard. That was it.
Who was Dawn was black girl?
Yeah.
And Shannon was the other white girl?
Yeah, but I only like Dawn because Dawn I felt like was the actual real singer of the group.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Yeah.
Aubrey,
But what did she do?
So when the debates were going on,
Mm-hmm.
because you know how she was having relations with Donnie's son.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Okay, so when the debates were going on, she
Mm-hmm.
tweeted, "Oh, she's messy as hell." Since Trump has now lowered this debate to trashing family, she has bullet points.
Oh,
This is what she has
geez.
bullet points.
My
She
Lord.
says, bullet 1, Don Jr., capital, hates his family. 2, Ivanka is a lesbian on the low. 3, Eric fucked Miss Universe on the Apprentice boardroom table with his now wife. Oh, while with his now wife.
Oh, wow.
Not with the wife, while he's with the wife.
Interesting.
Yeah, and she was like, and while we're at it, I have text of Don Jr. telling me what a little asshole Barron is.
He looks like it.
That they were on a private jet and Barron didn't like his food, so he threw a plate across the plane at the attendant. None of these people are innocent of being assholes and liars.
Where's the lie?
I love it. Messy as
They
hell.
look like that. I mean, but that's stuff that you could probably, that you would believe, guess right away.
Yeah, she's just trying to stay relevant, but damn, it's just good.
Barron definitely looks like a little asshole. That's probably why his ass is in boarding school right now. And I mean, I could see, I don't know. I mean, Ivanka being gay, like, who cares? It's not gonna make or break anything. Like, who cares? I mean, but yeah, you could tell they all hate their family. They just want power. Like, I mean, you come from an evil seed, so why would you care about the next person, even if they're your blood? They're all evil.
All right, did you see Southwest is no longer saving the middle seat?
Yes, I
during
did
flights?
see that, and I hate that because now.
Me too.
Oh,
they were the
God.
flight I was riding for because I was like,
know.
hell yes. I love that the middle seat's open. Way to take COVID seriously. Way to make
Yeah.
people feel comfortable. And then they're like, nah, shit, we're losing
I knew
too
they
much
weren't going
money.
to keep that for long because I think people are now, again, continuing to forget about COVID. Even though actually today, because today is October the 24th.
That's accurate.
Yes. Actually, yesterday, the 23rd, the United States had the greatest amount of new COVID cases in a single day.
Dope.
Which was, no, that's not something to rejoice.
Oh.
Since the actual pandemic started. And people are becoming more and more lax because we're going into holiday time. And, you know, these companies are trying to make back all that money they lost from March up until when the world opened back up in June, July, something like that. So, dang, Southwest, come on. I knew that wasn't going to last forever because, you know, Southwest is kind of like Soul Plane. Well, no, Spirit is like Soul Plane.
Spirit is definitely like
Yeah.
Soul Plane.
But I wish that they wouldn't have done that, but they got to recoup their money somehow.
Supposedly, they were one of the only airlines to whatever with the last time all the airlines went bankrupt, they stayed afloat because they were like, we're not going to start charging people anything crazy. We're going to keep doing what we're doing. We're going to get these shitty cheap planes and not charge for your
pretty much
checked bags. And they survived.
Which I love that. And that's one of the reasons why I fly Southwest a lot, is because they don't charge for your check bags. But the only thing I hate about it is that you can't get assigned seats, because even if you pay for like the early bird and you get on the plane first, you're like, yes, and you still end up stuck by
a shitty person,
a horrible person. Oh my God. So yeah.
Your questions for you: Tyler Perry, Zaddy or no?
In the picture he released this week, Zaddy, yes, but before, no.
So like 2020 Tyler Perry is Zaddy.
Yes.
Is it the beard or the body? The beard and the body?
I think it's the beard. I don't even think it's his body. I don't think people pay attention to his body like that. I think it's just the beard.
It's just the beard.
Yeah.
Beard does a lot.
It's the beard in the billions for me.
Dude, you're not wrong.
Yeah.
Beard in the billions.
B&B.
Let's start a campaign.
Yeah.
And this is like a question going around in my personal group chats right now, but drumline or stomp the yard?
Ooh, wait, you can't just come out like that. Wait a minute. Drumline or stomp the yard? Okay, I'm gonna go with drumline simply because I was in the marching band. I have to go with drumline.
What'd you play them?
I played the clarinet. Why are you laughing at me? I played the clarinet all throughout middle school and high school, and I was going to college to play in the marching 100. However, I quit. Listen, I went to pre-drill at FAMU for the marching 100, and I was like, okay, school was not in yet, and we were literally in band camp for or pre-drill, they call it, don't call it band camp. It was pre-drill for the new incoming freshmen from 8 a.m. until 11 p.m. No lie.
Wait, what?
Yes. We had breakfast from 7 to 8, and by 8 o'clock, your ass had to be on the patch. That's what they call it. It's called the patch because it's just a patch of orange clay out there. There's no grass because everybody has marched the shit off that damn grass. And then at about like about 12, we would go to lunch from 12 to 1. At 1:15, you had to be back in the band room. You were practicing for like 3-4 hours with your individual section on music and all that kind of stuff. And then you went to dinner at like 5. And from 6 p.m. to 11 p.m., your ass was out there baking in the sun, hot as shit. And let me tell you something. Tallahassee, Florida has the biggest freaking bugs and cockroaches, and they are flying away. And your section leader dares you to try to swat away something when you're a freshman. First of all, you're in a white shirt and black pants. So drumline is real. It was actually depicted off of FAMU, but that shit is real. So
That's why they sound so good.
Right. Well, half of the people in there were from, HBCU bands, but more of them probably were from FAM. Anyway, but yeah, I did that for like
2 days.
No, it was like, we started Monday, and I think by Saturday I quit. But I didn't quit because I couldn't do it. I literally quit because my friends came in town. Like all the new freshmen were coming in, and my friends were like, "Oh, it's college night at the Moon. Let's go to the Moon." I was like, "Fuck this band." I went to the club. And they were like, "Monica, where you been? Bitch, I quit. I'm done." I was like, I want to have a normal college experience. I had been in the marching band from the 6th grade all the way up until my senior year of high school. And I was just like, I'm done. I've always had aspirations of being in the March 100. It was great. I met some amazing people in the band, but I was just like, fuck this shit.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a great story.
So I will always go with drumline
for you.
Absolutely. I will always go with drumline just because of my attachment to marching bands. Yeah.
Damn. I said drumline too.
Yeah.
But it's just because I love I believe I can fly in the beginning. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
When they just fucking
when he was
chop and screw it. Yeah. And in Stomp the Yard, Chris Brown dies in like the first 10 minutes.
Yeah, that was kind of horrible.
Yeah.
I think the whole
I only watched it for Chris Brown and then he died.
Yeah, I think drumline brought everybody who went to an HBCU, it made you like, it was like home. Like that movie was like home to you. Like even people who were just in high school. Exactly. Because you really understand the battle of band. Like you really understand battle of the bands. Like that makes total sense versus, I mean, Stomp the Yard, yes, when you're in a Greek organization, you have that, but I think it's more relatable for drumline, for an actual band and having that experience of being at the football games versus only a subset of people who are a part of Greek organizations. So
I do love a stomp, a step,
it was good.
A probate. I do.
I mean, we used to go to probates, back in the day when I was in college, and probates are very different now than they were when I was in college. And, but they're still awesome. I mean, they're still very awesome. Obviously with COVID, I don't know how they're doing probate now, but yeah, it was fun.
With mask and shield.
Well, I think a lot of times they had on masks anyway, and then they reveal who they are
true. Yeah.
in there. But just even being able to have a line, though, I think nowadays it's like, are people even putting out lines this year? Like, are you even able to put out a line?
I don't know. College is weird now, huh?
Yeah, because I mean, you're doing everything virtual. So how are you gonna, network and go to the different activities that they're having to put your face out there, put your name out there, so they can get to know you. So when you put your application in,
it's all through OnlyFans.
That could be interesting.
And YouTube videos. That's all I got. Beyonce's re-releasing Ivy Park.
Oh, it's a re-release and just not a new line?
Yeah, so Ivy Park was through Topshop originally. Yeah. Well, the owner of Topshop was like a weirdo, and he had all these sexual harassment and racial allegations against him. So I think she pulled her shit. Yeah. Because she was like, bitch, I'm a woman and I'm black.
But I thought Ivy Park was through Adidas, no?
So Ivy Park originally was through Topshop.
Yeah.
To my knowledge. Mm-hmm. Now the whole thing is getting re-released through Adidas. I think she was just going to have a shoe brand, and she was going to go with Reebok. And then supposedly what happened is she walked in the room, they gave the whole presentation, told her these are what we want to do and these are ideas. And she was like, there's no one in this room that looks like me or represents my ideas, where I've been or where I'm going. It's a no from me. Went to Adidas and she was like, fuck yeah, let's do it.
Good for her.
I don't know, Reebok came out and was like, that absolutely did not happen. But if you're racist, why would you say you're racist?
Exactly. And why would Beyonce just come out and say, hey, I didn't see any representation?
Yeah.
Like, she can go and put out a Walmart t-shirt and people will buy that shit up. Like, she don't need you, Reebok. Like, stop doing it. Like,
yeah. So I think they're re-releasing, like, it's a whole new.
But I feel like this, like the first line that she did was like the maroon and orange pieces. Like, that was really cute, but I feel like this was like not necessarily a re-release, even though you are saying it's a re-release. It just seems like it's just, oh, this is 2020's version of Ivy Park or whatever.
It is that, and I think she's also relaunching the brand through Adidas. Yeah. So, what are these shoes going to look like?
I don't know, but I feel like the pieces that I've seen so far are gorgeous.
Yeah, I think it's going to be cool shit.
I just wish they weren't so expensive. Yeah. Because I'm cheap. And here's the thing.
Just get it on a firm or whatever.
But the thing is, I can afford Ivy Park. I just don't want to pay that much. Like, I be walking through something. Like, you ever be on Amazon and you're just like, okay, this costs $60. I don't really want to pay $60, but it's fine. I'll pay $60. And then all of a sudden they add the tax and it's like $68, $58. You're like, hell no. Not gonna do it. $68? Hell no. Mm-mm.
I will say I have one pair of Ivy Park leggings that I don't like. They slide down.
On when your stomach or your butt?
Both. Oh. They just slide down my entire bodice.
Bodice? Mm-hmm. Interesting.
That's what we're calling it.
Okay.
So I'm hoping for some, updates.
The only thing I really wanted from Ivy Park was the hat. I like the cutoff hat, so when you put your hand in a ponytail, your hair still sits out of the hat. Oh, those were cool.
I liked all the jackets. Those jackets were cool as shit.
Oh yeah, the jacket, she was really cool. I saw that, what's her name? JT from the City Girls. She basically tweeted. Beyonce was like, hey girl, don't forget about us this year, because you ain't said a shit last year. And then even Rihanna, she was sending out like Fenty, Savage X Fenty boxes, and she sent some to like the City Girls and different people with their customized names on them and all that.
Are they still in jail? Is she still in jail?
No, she got out. She been got out. Yeah, she's been out I think for a year now.
Act up, you could get back.
Yeah, because they released a whole new song, and then they just released. I think Mulatto just released a song with them.
Oh, interesting.
So yeah, JT got out. She got out a year ago. Yeah. Shouts out to the City Girls.
Shouts out.
They're from Miami.
You know how I feel about Miami.
What do you feel about Miami?
Great, I love it.
Oh, I was gonna say, the City Girls are reminiscent of true Miami. That is how people in Miami talk.
I love it.
Not
I'm
all
obsessed.
people. Not all people in Miami talk like that, but even like one of my good friends from PT school, we are still friends now. I swear, every time she talks, she sounds like Carisha. She sounds exactly like Young Miami, and I just be talking to her, I'd be like, Dominique, like, this sounds like fucking Carisha. Like, it's insane. It's insane. But people from Miami have that. They just have that demeanor.
I wish I was from Dade County. I wish I was from Miami. Texas.
Beg to differ.
It's not me.
I mean, I definitely don't want to be from Texas. I'm glad I'm not. I'm glad I'm from South Florida. I'm from Fort Lauderdale, Florida. But I'm okay with not being from Miami. I'm totally okay with being from Fort Lauderdale. I love Fort Lauderdale.
In another world, me, a Miami city girl. Could you imagine? I would.
You'll be out of control.
I would love it. I love that for me.
No, just don't go to certain parts of Miami or you'll die. I'm just saying.
Is that a challenge?
It is definitely not a challenge. Trust me on that. I am from South Florida. I've been to Miami too many times to count. Just stay out of certain areas. That's all I'm saying.
We'll see.
Okay.
Keep you updated.
This may be the last podcast if she tries to go to Miami by herself.
Every time we're like, this is the last episode.
Just don't navigate Miami by yourself if you've never been there.
No, my Uber drivers are always very helpful.
Don't take Uber in Miami like that.
Did I ever tell you the time I went out with my Uber driver, or my Uber driver came out with me in college?
No, like on a date or
no. Oh. Like we had this. My friend and I went to go watch this girl we know was in a outdoor play musical situation.
Oh, okay.
We got trashed, and on our Uber drive back, we all, like, my friends and I would always make this joke, like, tell the Uber, oh my God, what are you doing tonight? You should come out, blah, blah, blah. Well, this Uber driver was like, oh my God, yeah, of course. Let me park the car. And we were like, what the fuck? Mm-mm. So he came back and he pre-gamed with us at our apartment. And then we took an Uber downtown, and like 2 bars in, my friend and I were like, this ain't it.
Wait, I'm sorry. You went to you invited him into your apartment?
Yeah.
Okay. That's on that white stuff. See, that's your white side coming out.
I'm not saying it was smart. I'm just saying it was something I did.
Yeah, that's your white side coming out.
Yeah.
White people be like, oh yeah, come on in, buddy. Black people be like, hold on.
I was like, what's worse that can happen? I have his first name and his license plate number.
That's the same thing women that are dead probably ask themselves in the afterlife.
Well, it was fine until it wasn't. And I didn't realize till 2 bars in, this guy's creepy as shit. So then we had to like sneak out of this bar without him seeing. It was so...
And now he knows where you live.
And now he knows everything about me.
Oh my God. The first time I took Uber was when I was in Paris, and it was the most scary thing.
Wait, that was like last year.
Yes.
You didn't take an Uber till last year?
Yeah, I don't take Ubers. I don't trust people.
What?
I've never even taken a taxi before. I don't trust people. No. I watch too much Criminal Minds. Like, what part of that don't you understand?
But like, how do you get around when you're drunk?
I don't get drunk like that. I'm always the designated driver because I need to be in control.
What a stark difference in our relationship.
Listen, anytime, even at anybody who knows anything about college knows that FAMU like has the best homecomings, right? Anytime my friends would come up to Tallahassee, I am always the designated driver. I remember everything that happens. I am in total control.
You're that friend? That's so trash.
Friend. Yeah, no. And I will sip on my little cranberry and vodka the whole night. One little glass of cranberry and vodka.
First of all, you drink cranberry and vodka.
It's a responsible drink when you're the designated driver.
It's a responsible drink. It's trash. It gets all watered down and then tastes like shit.
But you stay the responsible driver.
You know who you are? You're the friend the next day who's like, oh, you don't remember? Because I remember everything.
Oh, yeah, and I'm definitely going to throw it in your face.
Oh, absolutely. Gross.
Absolutely. But no, it was difficult taking Uber in Paris because, again, some people just don't speak English because they're obviously in their own goddamn countries, which is understandable. And so you're just like in silence, and you're just like, this person can be taking me anywhere because you don't remember. You try to remember where the hotel is, but you're just like, we're just gonna sit inside. And of course, because I'm the fat one, I had to be in the front seat, so I'm like, this sucks. Yeah, but yeah, I don't like to Uber at all.
I love Uber. Did I tell you the time I got hit by an Uber?
Like your body or your car?
My body.
No way.
Yeah, dude.
When was this?
It wasn't in grad school. It wasn't even in college.
Well, clearly they weren't going fast enough because you don't seem like you're injured right now.
Oh, I'm injured. No, I wasn't that bad. But we were going to my friend Natasha's birthday party. We had gotten ready at my apartment in South Austin. We took an Uber to her apartment in downtown Austin where the party was. It was on a side street. We all get out of the car. All these little girls were just like, in our heels and our little tops and yada, yada, yada. We're crossing. It's not even a major street. It's a side street to go to her apartment. And we're all in a group. Everyone steps up on the curb. I'm just like the last one to step up on the curb.
Were you drunk at the time?
I had like one shot. I swear this is not a lie. We were going to the pregame.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. I
get hit by a fucking Lyft Uber driver in an SUV. A Kia Sorento.
Wait, they hit you so hard that you popped up on the leg?
Yes, I popped up, I rolled off. I was like, what the fuck is happening?
Oh my God.
All these drunk kids get out of the car, and so I was like, has a Sky vodka bottle in her hand. She's like, I'm a nurse. So all my friends know, like, I don't like people touching me. I don't like people fucking around me. So all of them were like, please leave her alone. Get the fuck up off of
Why
her.
are you not a millionaire today?
Because I'm stupid.
You should have
this is why. Let me tell you why.
Shit out of Uber.
This is why. The Uber driver gets out. He's deaf.
So you felt bad?
So I felt bad, but then he's like, this is your fault. And I was in shock. I didn't know what was going on. So we called the cops, and the cops were like, at this point, like, he's like, unless we call an ambulance, like, and take you to the hospital, there's nothing we can do. Like, you can file a report.
Listen, I would have been like Ezel from Friday. Oh, my neck and my back.
I was like, there is a party that needs to be had. Let's just go party.
You could have had your student loans paid off.
I'm stupid.
What the hell, Alyssa?
I just have a story now.
You could have been, man.
I got hit by a deaf Uber driver.
I don't care if you was deaf, blind, mute, or any other. I would have been on that floor with a neck brace. I would have pulled a neck brace out of my ass. I'm getting my student loans paid off.
I was like, he ruined my pedicure.
That's like those people who are in like South Korea and Japan, when they just like, somebody's at a red light and they will literally come and jump on your car and pretend like you hit them.
What?
Yeah, there's a huge thing in like South Korea and in like Japan where people will try to make you hit them with their car so they can get like money and stuff. But literally, a lot of people have dash cams. So people will just be walking and you're stopped, right? Your car is still running, but you're stopped at a stop sign or a red light, and somebody will just come and just be like, oh, bam, and just hit themselves on your car and try to fall down. You're just like, I'm not about to do that today.
That was us with the campus buses, because if you get hit by a campus bus, they'll pay your tuition.
Why did I see? I went to a black school. They probably wouldn't do that. They'll be like, well, why you ran in front of the bus? Wow, you got hit by an Uber driver.
Isn't that wild?
Are you sure you didn't have a concussion? That explains a lot about your character.
I have a concussion from when I fell down the stairs at a bar, but I don't have a concussion from getting hit by a car.
So you hit a windshield and didn't get a concussion, but you willfully fell down the stairs. Were you drunk?
I didn't willfully. I was drunk, yes. Questionably drugged. We'll say drunk.
Oh, okay, that's for a whole nother episode.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Austin was not my friend for like a solid.
Now you see why I'm always the designated driver. I need to be in control of my faculties at all
But who
times.
has the stories? You or me?
I do.
Who has the stories? I do.
No, you don't. You don't even remember anything.
I
Let me tell you
get
something.
them from the you friend, but the me friend
No.
has the stories.
I'm gonna tell you this. When I was in college, and I think I was a senior in college, and some of my friends who we had been friends since high school came up to homecoming. Everybody got pissy drunk. So my best friend says, hey, I've never been pissy drunk before. I just want to know what it feels like. I was like, perfectly fine. I'll keep you safe. I'll make sure you're good. We go to the Moon, which is a popular club.
I love that that's the name, because you can be like, take me to the moon.
Yes.
I'm going to go to the moon, you know?
Yes. We went to the Moon and we had a great time, right? Because my friend's ex-boyfriend or ex-husband at the time, he like, I guess was a bouncer there or something like that. So he got us into the Moon like for free, which was great. We had a great time. Everybody's getting pissy drunk. And I'm like, okay, I have to take care of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people. There were 8 of us total. But I was like, okay, I have to be responsible for all of us.
Oh, could never be me. You're a great friend.
It was the worst. It was the worst experience
it's like herding
ever.
Cats.
And that was the last homecoming that I had participated in as far as going to the club. I was like, I will never go to another club again. I am over it. Literally, one of my friends fell down, and she fell down like face first and hit her face so hard. She did not remember it. She was just like, why am I so sore? And like her husband came, like we drove her to our apartment, my best friend and I, and she was pissy drunk. And she kept trying to open up the door as we're getting out of as I'm driving down the highway to get to our apartment. My friend who fell face first, her husband comes to get her. She just starts this whole crying thing. Both of them almost fall down the stairs with him trying to carry her down the stairs. My other 2 friends, they both try to use the restroom at one time, end up peeing on each other. It was just a freaking mess. Then one of my other friends, the year before, we go to this place called Guthrie's. She is so drunk. Like, you know, some people, like at restaurants, they'll leave their food there. She literally goes over to this table, sees some fries. She starts eating the people's fries.
That would never fly in a post-COVID America.
And I was just like, oh my God, I have the worst friends ever. I never want to do this again. I was so mad that me and one of my friends got into it. I was so mad. Like when I'm talking about, I saw red. I cussed her out. I was like, I'm sick of all you. I don't care what the hell happens to y'all. And I'm like, I'm trying to protect these people because, again, when homecoming happens, there's a lot of people who are in town who are not from Tallahassee. And, you know, you hear about all these stories about rape and, you know, just all kind of crazy stuff. And I'm just like, you have guys that are pulling at them. Literally, we're having to walk like hand in hand out of the club because guys are pulling on it. And I'm just like, oh my God, what if something happens to one of them? Like, I was like, I'm not doing this. We're leaving the club. I'm done. And from that day, I have not gone to another club. I'm over it.
Wait, seriously?
Dead serious. I don't like
See, if you had
clubs.
been drunk, you'd have a different spin on that whole
No,
situation.
no.
I think you would.
I need to always be in control of my faculties.
That sounds exhausting.
But I can have fun though. I have fun.
Oh, you're one of those people. I'm sober, but I'm still fun. No bullshit. I don't believe it.
Yeah, I am.
Okay.
We need to go out one day. But you can't be drunk.
What do you mean? I'm drunk all the time.
Well,
Right now. You can't even tell. That's just me. And you had a great time. You're welcome.
Yeah.
I'm a great drunk person to be around. You'll see.
I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that. First of all, I'm 36. I'm telling you now, I will leave your ass wherever you are.
It's okay. I'll take an Uber.
You take an Uber, and whatever happens to you, people are like, Monica, weren't you with her last night? Absolutely not. I left the club at 9:30 p.m. and I don't know what the hell she did.
I'll Snapchat and leave you breadcrumbs.
Hey, listen, I'd be like,
I always end up home. I always get home.
Well, good for you. And you can't remember what happened from the time you left to the time you came back home.
My mom's a rider, though. She'll come pick me up.
Good for you, Mama Fowler. I will leave Alyssa's ass right at the club. I'm 36. I will not do the same. I will not be responsible for grown adults like I was when I was 26. I will not do it. And I'm giving you that fair warning now. So when we take this podcast on the road, you get drunk if you want to. I guess that'll be the last episode. That's all I'm saying.
Well, now we have to.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, great.
Cool beans.
Thanks for listening to another episode, y'all.
All right. Y'all take it easy. We'll see y'all next time. Remember, please vote, people.
Have a good week.
Please
do
vote.
something nice for someone else.
Like vote.
Go to happy hour on Wednesdays.
After you vote.
Vote and go to happy hour. Your first drink's on Monica.
Please vote.
Venmo request her. She'll pay for it.
Vote. Specifically for Joe Biden.
Thanks so much for tuning in to another episode of The Face Off with Fleming and Fowler. Don't forget to follow us on all our social media platforms, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube at The Face Off Pod. Be sure to tune in to The Face Off every Tuesday where new episodes are released.